Our next partner is Athletic Greens. I take AG1 by Athletic Greens almost every single day. I gave AG1 a try because I noticed that I was lacking on my vitamin and supplement routine. I used to take it every single morning before I started my day, and I just fell off of it. So I introduced AG1 into my diet, and it's become very simple and very easy for me to get all the vitamins and nutrients I need to get better gut health, increased energy, immune system support. And it also actually tastes great, which was the most surprising part. If it's a workout day, I'll take AG1 right before my workout to give me that extra little boost of energy. Also, taking AG1 makes me feel like I'm doing something actually good for my body, because we all know me, I'm putting Red 40 into my body at all moments of the day. So it's nice to have something that's actually nutritious for myself going in there. The great thing about AG1 is every scoop is packed with 75 vitamins and minerals and whole food sourced ingredients of the highest quality that give me major benefits like mood support, because we all know I need that because I'm unstable, boosted energy because I barely sleep anymore, and healthier looking skin, hair, and nails.
Which you need.
Which I really need. Look at my hair. If you're looking for an easier way to take supplements, Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Go to athleticgreens.com/emergency. That's athleticgreens.com/emergency. Check it out.
This episode is sponsored by ZocDoc. We all know that all I do is complain about how I didn't have health insurance, and now I do have health insurance, but how do I find a doctor who takes my health insurance? This was a huge issue in my life until I personally found ZocDoc. We've all heard me complain about having BV. I know it's a very gross take to have on this space when I'm talking about ZocDoc, but it's just the truth. I used ZocDoc to find the gynecologist to cure me. I used ZocDoc to find my dermatologist, who I love, to find my physician, who I should go to more often, and especially when I got health insurance, it was super easy to plug it into ZocDoc and find a doctor who would take me under my health insurance. ZocDoc is the only free app that lets you find and book doctors who are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, are available when you need them, and treat almost every condition under the sun.
No more doctor roulette or scouring the internet for questionable reviews. With ZocDoc, you have a trusted guide to connect you to your favorite doctor you haven't met yet. Millions of people use ZocDoc's free app to find and book a doctor in their neighborhood who's patient-reviewed and fits their needs and schedule just right.
Go to ZocDoc.com/intercom and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours, which is what I always do because I wait till last minute for everything. That's ZocDoc.com/intercom. ZocDoc.com/intercom.
Oh my fucking god!
Oh,
we have a
my
flight.
ovaries hurt so bad right now.
Mine fucking too. I'm on my goddamn period.
No,
I have
you're
a flight to Paris in an hour.
Wait, if you're on your period, you can't get on a flight. You're not allowed to get on a flight when you're on your period because it's going to stink up the whole cabin.
The stink, and also my ovaries will explode from the pressure, and like the uterine lining will splat against the screen, like whatever. We have a flight to Paris because we're so booked and busy, and every brand wants to work with us, and it's so lovely, and we're so important to the culture that they're putting us in economy on a flight. So it's like next to the toilets, literally. And it's just really important to us that like we're not even
sitting next to each other.
I know, it's crazy.
We should, when we get there, we should see if we can sit next to each other. Because I want to sit next to my bed. Because last time we went to Paris, we didn't sit next to each other. Mm-hmm. That flight, I sat next to like two sisters who I think were like German. And I remember I was like, wow, they're like literally speaking German, leaving LA to go to Paris, which shouldn't be that shocking because they probably had a fucking layover and I'm just dumb. But I was like, wow, the world is so like intersected. Like they live in LA and they're also going to Paris, which is like in Europe. So they could literally just like go back home if they wanted. Well, we started a show called MILF Manor, and if you don't know what that show is, please, this is the second time we are going to be recommending media where it's like so insane, and I actually don't believe anyone under like 21 years of brain function should be watching a show like this. Genuinely, I believe that. But if you haven't seen it and you don't know what it is, do not look it up and start watching it, because it is the most insane thing ever. And Discovery Channel, someone needs to take away all their funding.
There's a twist to it that don't look up the twist. Literally just go into it completely raw and watch the first episode. Wait until like a little past halfway and you'll find out really what's going on. And it's the craziest shit ever. It should not exist.
It literally
so
is
fucking weird. It's dangerous.
It is tampering with God.
It's really fucking weird. But it is so addicting to watch, and you can watch all so 5 episodes that are out in the same day because it's brain dead entertainment.
Oh my God, that's literally what we did. Like, watched all 5 episodes. There's a new episode out today, and I'm
then
literally
we ran outside because it was rain showers, and there was a rainbow, and we played in the rain.
And it was fucking gorgeous. So basically what we were doing is we were doing the opposite of what God wants us to do, which is watching a show that is literally playing with fire and disgusting, but it is so insane that you have to watch. And then we did exactly what God wanted, which was, it was gorgeous outside, so we went outside and we played around. And Josiah went outside barefoot, and he did not wash his feet.
No, he came in and actually washed them because I made fun of him because I was like, it's one thing to do this in like the country or like
in
somewhere
fucking
where
Iowa.
it's not an inner city, but you are literally running around on glass covered hepatitis B infected streets. Like, you need to wash your feet, like, please. And it's disgusting. And he tracked his dirty feet into our house and into the floor of our shower, and it probably got into all my wounds and all my orifices when I bathed.
Sometimes before I take a bath, like, I'll like wash out the bottom of the tub.
I do that
because I get really scared. Yeah, I'm like, this is scary. If I don't shower right before, I'm like, I need to do that.
Also because
then when I shower, I use my feet and I like rub.
There's like body hairs, and I don't even want to like look into what part of the body they came from, always on the floor of the shower. And I'm so good about washing mine down because I'm like, I don't want people to see my fucking disgusting leg hairs and nasty fucking giant. I have 14-inch pubes, and I just wash them down like after it's done.
I thought it was your hair. That's why like usually when I see it, I play with it and I like
no, you're playing with my pubes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They are very strong.
Oh my fucking God. I cannot believe I forgot about this yesterday.
I thought you were going to say it, but I was like, you're being so nice.
I cleaned the shower drain yesterday because for the second time in like 2 months, like, it clogs so fucking fast.
Which you would think, we just live in an old building. Maybe that's what it is.
Well, I went in there and I was like, oh, maybe I just need to put Drano down there. No, it was so clogged from the sheer amount of buildup from hair and other bodily liquids that we just said in the last episode that we don't like saying the word, but I'm sure you can assume what it is. Not mine. I don't know who the fuck's it is.
It's mine.
I pulled it out and it was like a clump. It was alive.
Stop!
It was literally alive. It was like a clump that was this long, and the odor that filled the room was like vile, and it was all over my fingers, and I put it in the trash can because I was like, I can't flush this, it's gonna get clogged. It was so much, so it's sitting in the trash can in there right now, and it was disgusting.
We're building biohazard because also my fucking old stinky pads are in there, so we're literally gonna come back to the house like being like fugue.
No, we're creating a homunculus.
We're creating.
You know what a homunculus is? It's where dudes put their semen inside of an egg and it creates a little creature. It's like a cryptid. Yeah. And some of them grow eyes.
That's illegal, huh?
Probably. We should try it.
No.
But we're creating that with the
with my pads. With my pads and the old coom.
4-year-old
That
jizz.
is actually probably the most disgusting thing we've said on this podcast.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Because that like actually just made me sick to my fucking stomach.
Yeah, sorry. That's just the way it is. But yeah.
That is butt naked nasty.
Absolutely vile. We live... Our friends that come in and out of this house, nasty people.
They hate us.
But,
and then sometimes we have visitors, and it's just, who would have thought?
Yeah, last night we had one of the craziest encounters of our entire life, I think. Genuinely.
It was literally so funny.
We're not going to name this person, but just know they're an uber celebrity. One of the most famous people you've ever seen, met in your life. And they hit up India and was like, yo, I need a place to stay, like really badly. Like I need somewhere to stay. And then he was like, okay.
I literally, my first response was like, damn.
Yeah.
Because it was so late, and I was like, I can't make these kind of...
It was 5:40 in the morning.
Yeah, I was like, I can't make these kind of decisions. Like, I live with people. They'll wake up to another person in this house and be like, the fuck did you do last night? Like, where were you? Why is this person here?
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, fuck. But I am an angel. Literally, like, oh my God, I am a fucking angel sent from God. Like genuinely, I am so... I'm just like a really good person.
You can just like set grudges aside.
Like, I think, okay, so what I need is somebody to make an edit of me and like make it like best person in the world. I'm
trauma checking this right now. Are our mics even working?
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
But I got hit up way early. So basically, it's like 5 a.m. I had said yes to this person coming and like crashing for the night. And I was like, oh, well, now what? No one I know is awake. Drew's not awake. Josh isn't here. I don't want this person sleeping in the living room. I want to throw them in Josh's room. So I called Josh first, and Josh doesn't sleep, but he just wasn't home. And I call him and I tell him, and he's cracking the fuck up because he cannot believe what's happening. And we're just on the phone for like 20 minutes, and then he was like, does Drew know? And I go, no, because Drew's asleep because it's 5 a.m. and he sleeps at fucking 8 p.m. because he's actually old.
And I was getting ready to wake up.
Yeah, I know, which is also why I didn't feel too bad about like waking you up, because I was like, his wake up time is literally in 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt really bad doing it because I knew you were going to have trouble falling back asleep.
It scared the fuck out of me when you woke me up. I was like,
I know, you were literally so scared. You were like this, and then I told you, and you were like, no, what? No. What? No.
I really could not believe it. I genuinely thought I was
woken
dreaming.
Up to that is so confusing.
It was really jarring and scary. But then it became the funniest thing I think we've ever experienced in our entire life at 5:40 in the morning. And basically, this person came over, but before they came over, me and Inya were like freaking out, like, what if like blah 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 happens, like what if they do this, like why is this happening, this is so weird, I can't believe this is happening, just like gossiping about it. And then
it was like, so funny because I was like, stay up. I was like, you need to stay up. And then Drew was like, that would be so weird if I was just awake.
Yeah.
Which is true, but I didn't want to be alone with this person. But
you weren't alone because I was awake in my room. Because I was like, I'm going to listen to make sure nothing weird fucking happens. Or like and I need the tea. Like I need to be able to tell y'all what goes down. Like I need to tell,
even though we have to hide like a huge part of it.
Identity. There are so many layers to this.
I know it goes so deep, and I know people are going to be so fucking mad because
speculate.
It is so annoying to tell a story and leave out the main parts of it. But why it's so funny is basically I got Drew so awake before. It took this person like almost 40 minutes to get here also. And it took so long that in that time I got Drew Drew was out of bed and walking around in the house with me. Yeah. And we were cracking up. We were literally like, I hadn't laughed like that night in so long because we were giggling like little kids. It was so funny.
Well, this person gets here. I'm listening to the entire conversation. It's really interesting. It's really weird for me. I can't believe it's going down. It's hilarious. I'm literally in my bed cracking up that this is actually happening and going down in my house right now. And they just come in with their luggage and put it on the floor of Josh's bedroom, get ready for bed. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, like a quick encounter for the most part.
Yeah, very quick encounter. They like knew what they had to do. They knew it was like a kind of a weird request, and they just got what needed to be done, sleep, and getting ready for bed. But the funniest part about this entire fucking story is Inya texts me and she's like, "Can you hear this?" What is that?
I heard that too. Was it a little like...
Oh, no, it's like a piece of fuzz.
Oh, no. I heard something outside and I thought that's what you hear. I was like, I think it's the dog.
No. But Inya texts me and is like, "Can you hear this?" And I'm like, "No, I can't really hear anything." And then she plays the caveman scream. Like over her...
my HomePod. Like just loud as fuck.
And you can hear it clear as fucking day. Like it's like it sounds like it's resonating in my room, and I start dying laughing because like the dude that's staying here has no idea that we're doing this. And the reason they left the place they're staying at is because they were horrified of their Airbnb, which we'll get into.
Yeah.
More horror stories from Airbnb if you'd like. And we just started trolling them,
which is
really
so mean
hard.
because this person probably just got like PTSD'd out because they basically had a barbarian incident happen to them.
Mhm.
And we just ignored that because it was too funny.
And we started playing horror movie sounds.
Like we started, I just like from like basically muffled but very clear you could hear this.
I have a video of it.
And then
I'm
wait, the other one.
I'm like, this is the funniest thing ever. Let me record this because like I can't believe this is so loud. Like, how are you doing that? And then so she plays this sound.
Which I didn't mean for this one to play. Basically, what was happening on my end is me and Drew were texting and we're literally sending each other audio messages of us cracking up. Like, I am laughing. Probably the loudest I've laughed in a long time. And I felt really bad because I was like, I hope this person doesn't like hear us laughing and like think we're like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing for them or whatever.
Exactly. But I'm laying in bed and I'm sharing a wall with this person. So I'm like freaking out and I'm like sobbing real tears down my face and trying so hard.
The picture you sent me of you is like still the funniest picture of you I've ever seen in my fucking life.
I'm trying so hard not to laugh out loud, but like I've never laughed like this like ever in my life. And then Inya plays this sound and I get a video of it.
Oh wait, it's this one. And I did so basically
just play it.
No, wait. No. This one.
Play it again, play it into the mic. Play it again, let me play it. This sound. And I record it and I'm like, what the fuck was that? Was that like a crying baby? Like
he was like, why did you play that one? We were not supposed to play that one. But what was happening on my end?
I'm scream laughing at this point.
What ended up happening on my end is my fucking phone wasn't connecting to my HomePod for some of the sounds. So I was like, fuck, I need to find a new one because like I want to keep doing this because I don't want this person to fall asleep before we keep like playing.
Yeah, before we keep
Which is so evil because it's like 6 a.m.
They're
and like
tired as fuck.
And I kept scrolling through them and I accidentally played that and it literally made me laugh so fucking hard. Wait. I wish I could somehow project her map like the weekend dancing onto our whole house right now. I can go outside and watch it. Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah.
That one is not connected. I don't know why I said that, but I was like, I wish we could. We'll put that video here. Because this video has been making the weekend dancing has been making me laugh for days now. I don't know why they're so funny to me, but this one cracked me up when I saw it on TikTok. And I was like, damn, imagine we could like somehow projector map that into that room and like
just fill the walls
that
with
would
the
be my
weekend
dream
dancing.
right now. It's just like that person like laying down and then like feeling like light shine through their lids and they wake up and it's just like a big thing of the weekend dancing.
The worst dance we've ever seen in our life. But yeah, so we troll this person all night until 6 a.m. I stay up really late on accident because I'm basically already awake. Oh wait, yeah, play that again.
You're like,
Don't do it again. That was perfect.
Don't do it again, and I kept doing it.
Yeah, and then the next morning it's like 11 a.m. and they wake up and literally nothing is said about it. We don't say anything about it. And they move on with their life.
Yeah, and they got up and left. They did exactly what they needed to do. Which was just like sleep somewhere because it was fucking 5 a.m. and I was the only person awake.
But basically, we're thinking about renting Josh's room out on Airbnb because I think we would be better Airbnb hosts than 98% of Airbnbs that are on the market right now. Because for some reason, we attract negativity and violence when it comes to Airbnbs. And we have a few horror stories. It starts with when we were first coming to Los Angeles a bunch. And we get this Airbnb for 10 days.
And it felt like 8 million years.
Yeah, it felt like 10 years. It was like probably the longest I've been away from home. But anyways, we get there and it's like Airbnb-defied the fuck out. Like gray walls, IKEA furniture, like weird paintings that I don't know if they actually exist or if like an alien is projecting them onto the wall. Like I do not know where those like Redbubble paintings come from, but they're all over the walls. And we get there and we're staying for a couple days. And then Inya realizes she has bites all over her, but she doesn't say anything because she's like kind of embarrassed.
Yeah, because I'm like, why do I have little marks on my leg?
Yeah, and she doesn't really think anything of it. Hasn't really had an interaction with fleas before.
I'm really sensitive to like dust mites. Like if a bed like has dust in it, I will break out into like little hives and bites from that. So that's what I thought it was. I was like, oh, that's so embarrassing, my eczema. And
then I'm sitting on the carpet and I start getting like in the living room and I start getting bitten alive on my legs, hands, and wrists. And I'm like, okay, this is literally not normal. So I like look at the carpet and I'm like, oh, nothing's wrong. And then I keep looking at it and it starts moving and I'm like, oh my God, I'm like hallucinating. Like this is fucking crazy. And then I look a little bit closer and I realize that there's millions and millions of fucking fleas in this carpet. This is 2017, 2016. And I freak the fuck out. I jump up and I'm like, Inya, those bites are from fleas. We have flea bites all over us. And then I start panicking.
No. Like, no, there's no way. Like, why would we just have fleas?
Yeah, and then I start panicking because I'm like, oh, like, we're going to get Lyme disease. My dumb ass thought fleas and Lyme disease at the time were correlated. It's ticks and Lyme disease. And I started spiraling on my phone thinking about Lyme disease. Inya's going throughout the entire house, like, trying to get to the bottom of this, like ripping sheets off the bed. I'm being
Mama AF.
Mother AF. Little black dots on the bed. And we're like, okay, evidence of fleas in the bed, evidence of fleas in the carpet. Well, we moved to the backyard where there's an outdoor washer and dryer
where I was already washing my sheets because, again, I thought it was dust mites. So I was like, I'll just wash the sheets and move on with my fucking life. I go into the washer to pull this thing out, and it is a white sheet that is borderline black at the corner.
It is literally all black.
Yeah, it was just like covered in fleas, and I drop it and we were like, oh fuck no.
And they're jumping out like
they start jumping out onto us, and then we're running through the house and we have white socks on and we look down at our feet and our socks are basically black, covered in fleas, and we're freaking out. And then I called the Airbnb host. I remember this was the moment where we all realized that I was no longer like an angry child who was crazy, because I remember you made a comment and it actually made me feel so good that day where you were like, I am so shocked you were not screaming your head off and freaking the fuck out and yelling at this man, because I was like so calm and I was like, this just sucks, we got to get it figured out. And I felt like
a way getting to my sis's heart, like my girl's heart, like I can make her feel good in ways she can't even describe.
And sexually,
I can't satisfy you sexually
yet. I know, we're still not there, but one day hopefully with the right machinery we can get there.
With the jackhammer maybe.
But that just reminded me of the drugs. I was like,
wait, what the fuck did you just say?
I said it reminds me of the TikTok sound.
You did not say that at all. You said
sorry, I'm drunk. I'm really fucking drunk right now. My cramps right now are actually hurting, and it's making me think my body right now is so unused to cramps that my body is convinced I have to shit.
Oh my God, our periods sync because I have cramps right now too. I can feel them in my shins.
It's just like you can't let me have anything.
I know, I can't. I really can't. I wish it was. I wish I wasn't this way.
Anyway, it reminded me of the TikTok song that was like, I'm gonna need some WD-40 and like something else. Like, do you know what I'm talking about? It's that streamer and whatever. You're just like not in the loop and you don't have
duct tape.
Yes. But I called, and then like you made a good point of this the first time we tried to record this fucking episode, but
actually it was the third time.
Oh, he scammed the fuck out of us, because what should have happened is that Airbnb,
we were just taking advantage of because we were young.
Yeah,
like, that's really what it was.
At the time, that Airbnb for us was so expensive. Like that was, I remember us booking that Airbnb and being like, well, fuck, like
we can't go shop at round 2 now because we spent all of our money here.
Yeah, literally. And it was like, well, we're just, that's our thing. We're going there to do that. And then we're going to like fucking eat French fries for dinner every day to survive. French fries and alcohol. But he moved us. It was like a duplex. I remember at first he moved us into the side unit, and we were like, there's still fucking fleas in here, because that place was covered in fleas too. It was a full flea infestation.
Like the entire house.
Even though humans hadn't been in there the whole time we were there. And then he just got us to pack our bags, pay for our own Uber to another location, to another Airbnb that sucked balls of his, and we just went. And
We just stayed
we
there.
just stayed and we didn't say anything. We were like, yeah, this is just it. And then I think like we ended up moving back to the other one, like because he got it cleaned and like got it sprayed down and there were no more fleas. So
then
we
he
just
tried
went
to
back.
lie to us and say, "Oh, there weren't fleas anywhere," and we were like, "No, look at these photos we have of the fleas."
Yeah,
Like,
he was like, oh, it wasn't even an infestation. It was just like a few little, like it
and
was
I was
nothing.
like, "No, look at our ankles and wrists.
I know, we're
eaten
literally covered
alive."
in bites. You feel good?
I just have like sometimes like a word reverberates in my head over and over again, and if I don't say it out loud or if I don't mimic something someone else is saying, it will ruin me. It'll melt
dude,
me.
I know that for like repeating what someone says to me, and it's so bad. Like, why do I have the biggest urge when someone says something that I think is funny, just repeating it back to them?
I know, it's
or
so
just
bad.
like anytime they say something and I have nothing else to say,
It
I just
feel-
want to repeat it back.
If I don't get it out of my head, it feels like my brain is going to melt.
Also, Drew pointed out that we only speak in what is it? How did you phrase it? When we were at the store and I was like, what would you do if I blah, blah, blah right now?
I don't know. We
Fuck.
only speak in.
You were like, we only speak in like hypotheticals and like really fictional hypotheticals to each
yeah.
other when we're out in public and we're like running errands. All we do is,
what if I did this? Or
What
like,
if I hit you
this
right now?
happened? Yeah, we don't actually ever communicate when we're in public because we're in like a constant state of bit where we're always trying to troll the people around us to like give them a story to tell when they
that
get home.
woman that day who we were doing that in front of had no reaction to the way we were acting and talking. Also,
the bystander effect.
no, literally, like we were genuinely fighting and she said nothing to us, which she could probably, I mean, we were in there for like 30 minutes, so she probably saw us being normal and she was like, bitch, I'm not letting these fucking kids bother me.
These kids troll me.
But the other Airbnb
I'm not
story,
letting these 16-year-olds troll me.
I'm not 16, I'm 24.
I'm 16.
Why
Why are you hanging out with a fucking 24? Why are you hanging out with a 16-year-old?
Because you're my fucking son, bitch. I raised you.
Well, all these bitches is my sons.
You're turning 17 soon. How do you feel about that?
Honestly, really good. One step closer to being able to buy cigarettes. Too bad puff bars are banned. But the craziest fucking thing that has literally ever happened to me yesterday.
I don't know how crazy it can be because everything that happens to you is the craziest thing that's ever happened.
Well,
Everything
this
that
is
happens to
actually
Drew is
crazy.
either the worst thing that's ever happened to him, the craziest thing that's ever happened to him, or the greatest thing that's ever happened to him.
And it is.
Yeah.
It simply is.
Okay, so
But
yeah.
I go to the front door. You heard me talking to this man for like an hour, right?
Yeah.
Not an hour. It's probably like 5 minutes.
When you came back with
No, I went down to the door. I spoke with him for 15 minutes. It was yesterday. And do you want to know what he said to me?
what?
He said, it sounds like I'm fucking making this shit up. But he looked at me and he was like, yo, like, if you show me your balls, I'll give you a puff bar. Apparently he had known that I quit. I don't know how he knew I quit, but I said no, obviously.
Yeah, but and you were good though. You were like 10 days. Like he went like 10 days without a puff bar, which is like good.
I
Now
still
you're
am.
you're on day like 13.
I still am.
Yeah.
So I was just like,
You said no.
obviously.
Yeah. Okay. But you came back upstairs with no shirt on. So did he just like
Well, I was getting my water bottle from Mason at the same time.
Oh, okay. That's just suspicious that you were down there for so long and you didn't show him your balls and you had no shirt when you came back up. Like,
Yeah.
okay, but you didn't show him your balls.
No.
Still no puff bar.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I haven't puffed in 15 days.
And you kept your pride because you kept your balls in your pants for once.
Mhm.
So that makes me happy.
Which is honestly really hard for me.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes they just like fall out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm proud of you and your self-control because that actually takes a lot. So
Yeah.
I am really proud of you. Should I say the other Airbnb story that got me like the worst review that actually made me this is the thing
The one with rats
Yes.
in the garage.
Yes.
Our next partner is Athletic Greens. I take AG1 by Athletic Greens almost every single day. I gave AG1 a try because I noticed that I was lacking on my vitamin and supplement routine. I used to take it every single morning before I started my day, and I just fell off of it. So I introduced AG1 into my diet, and it's become very simple and very easy for me to get all the vitamins and nutrients I need to get better gut health, increased energy, immune system support. And it also actually tastes great, which was the most surprising part. If it's a workout day, I'll take AG1 right before my workout to give me that extra little boost of energy. Also, taking AG1 makes me feel like I'm doing something actually good for my body, because we all know me, I'm putting Red 40 into my body at all moments of the day. So it's nice to have something that's actually nutritious for myself going in there. The great thing about AG1 is every scoop is packed with 75 vitamins and minerals and whole food sourced ingredients of the highest quality that give me major benefits like mood support, because we all know I need that because I'm unstable, boosted energy because I barely sleep anymore, and healthier looking skin, hair, and nails. Which I really need. Look at my hair. If you're looking for an easier way to take supplements, Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Go to athleticgreens.com/emergency. That's athleticgreens.com/emergency. Check it out.
This episode is sponsored by ZocDoc. We all know that all I do is complain about how I didn't have health insurance, and now I do have health insurance, but how do I find a doctor who takes my health insurance? This was a huge issue in my life until I personally found ZocDoc. We've all heard me complain about having BV. I know it's a very gross take to have on this space when I'm talking about ZocDoc, but it's just the truth. I used ZocDoc to find the gynecologist to cure me. I used ZocDoc to find my dermatologist, who I love, to find my physician, who I should go to more often, and especially when I got health insurance, it was super easy to plug it into ZocDoc and find a doctor who would take me under my health insurance. ZocDoc is the only free app that lets you find and book doctors who are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, are available when you need them, and treat almost every condition under the sun.
No more doctor roulette or scouring the internet for questionable reviews. With ZocDoc, you have a trusted guide to connect you to your favorite doctor you haven't met yet. Millions of people use ZocDoc's free app to find and book a doctor in their neighborhood who's patient-reviewed and fits their needs and schedule just right.
Go to ZocDoc.com/intercom and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours, which is what I always do because I wait till last minute for everything. That's ZocDoc.com/intercom. ZocDoc.com/intercom. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Finding yourself in your adulthood can be a really troubling task. It's something that I had to deal with when I was moving on from not only friendships, but romantic relationships, my family life. It was super hard for me to look into myself and think about the way I reacted to things, why things made me feel a certain way, until I had a therapist. Having a therapist at that time was super, super necessary for me to make sure that I was taking it all at a loving and nurturing pace with myself so that I didn't explode because I had nowhere to put all these emotions. Listen, we've all got things that are on our mind and we need somewhere to go and put those things so we don't get all like boiled over and freaked out over the simple things and the things that should be making us happy. Like, why are they freaking us out? It's because we have all these unresolved things we haven't thought about. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online and designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Discover your potential with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/intercom today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/intercom. I fucking booked this Airbnb because I was like, this is cute. Like, I actually want to look at pictures because that's what I did last time is like the other one. I was like, oh, I remember these Airbnbs being super nice and being like, oh my God, yes, this is everything. And then being like later on, like, where'd you get that? They don't sell the, oh my God. Oh my God, you were fucking disgusting.
It's not cheating. He just looked at them and played with them a little bit.
He didn't even ask to fucking play with them and you let him play with them. No, I'm done. I can't with you anymore. I'm done.
Oh, so when I cheat, it's a problem. But when you don't cheat, it's not a problem.
Do you fucking hear yourself? Also, you think I don't cheat. I don't get caught. I cheat, bitch. See, when the tables turn, now it's a big deal. Did you just spit? Did it squirt in your mouth? It's squirting on you. So this other Airbnb was in a fucking garage. And I was like, oh, this is cool. This is retro. This is retro AF. Like, wow, so cool that he did this. Wait, I wonder where it is. October. Dude, looking back at the Airbnbs we've stayed in, these Airbnbs are fucking gross.
And we thought it was like ultra luxe. Like,
yeah, we were like, this is
we're living the best life.
Dude, this is it. The photos make it look better than it was. Like the photos,
it's so chic. It's actually really nice to this day.
Yeah, like the photos make it look really nice, but then when you get inside, you realize, oh, this is actually just a man's garage.
It's a shack.
Like it's literally, this is fucked up.
Yeah.
Like I did S here.
Yeah.
Like I made S happen here. Like that is
and
the magic of me.
I slept on the floor in the other room in a sleeping bag.
You slept on a sleeping bag.
I slept in a fucking sleeping bag with rats running all around this fucking
And we
garage.
knew there were rats because, again, your snooping skills kicked in. And Drew was snooping around and he was like, there's a fucking rat trap up here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was you, me, and Emma hanging out that day. Yeah. And we were like, there's a fucking rat trap. And we were all looking. We were like, there is a rat trap. Like, what the fuck? But we didn't think anything of it because I was like, I got a few little buddies at home. Like, that's not the biggest deal ever.
Biggest deal.
Because I would assume it was just precautionary. No, there was fully a fucking rat in that Airbnb because what ended up happening is Drew ended up leaving because he was there for a shorter time than me because I had business to take care of that was very important for me at the time.
Sex.
Yeah, I had lots of sex. There was lots of sex to be had for me in this beautiful city. And I was there for longer and I had just gotten this gorgeous vintage torch shirt. Now it's vintage. At the time it was only like 4 or 5 years old. But it was a Lil Wayne Drake merch t-shirt from when they went on tour together, and I had it laid across like the makeshift kitchen table counter they had, and at the time that's when I was like vegetarian, I think, and I was like obsessed with just grabbing like cheese, crackers, and avocados, and I would literally like scoop out avocado and like chomp and eat avocado, and I left half of an avocado on the counter because I was like, I'm gonna eat that later. But then something happened where I just had to leave the house, so I was like, oh my god, got ready quick, ran out the house. Is that why you
always leave half avocados out, or do you just forget about them?
No, I leave them out because I don't like putting them in the fridge for some reason. Like, I don't know why. I think it dries it out, and like that's my family does that. Like, my family like leaves out like, they don't refrigerate cut onions and like avocados and stuff. They leave it like in the fruit basket at home. So I think I just do that because they did that, and I was like, this is the way of life.
Yeah. Does it oxidize it a little bit?
Yeah. Also, like, I don't like cold avocado. Like, when I'm eating, like, it's like too much for my teeth. Like, and I'd rather have like a room temperature tomato too. Like, I hate having tomatoes in the fridge because then when you go to eat it, I'm like, this is so cold for what? Like, you don't go to a restaurant and eat a cold tomato on a fucking bagel. Like, the tomato is never cold. It's room temperature. But that aside, when I came back, I'm like on my phone. I look up, and the avocado is bitten the fuck up, and I was like, I know I didn't do that, and there was rat poop and fucking avocado turds all over this fucking Drake and Lil Wayne shirt. And I was just looking at it. I was like, that is fresh because I was just here and I just put the shirt down and that was not there. Bitch, the fucking rat came, ate my avocado and shit all over my new shirt. And I just freaked the fuck out. I was like, fuck no, I am not staying here. I had friends at the time, so I was like, I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just going to like contact Airbnb and then not say anything to the host. I contacted Airbnb and they were like, we can't do anything about it. You need to talk to the host and like get a refund from them, and basically telling me I needed to convince the Airbnb host to give me a refund. And then the Airbnb host was like, no, I'm not giving you a fucking refund. Like, I don't have rats, even though I had a picture of the rat shit all over my goddamn shirt and his rat traps. And he just wouldn't give me a refund. The Airbnb just like stayed empty and I left my shirt there because I was like, I don't want my shirt now. It's literally covered in rat piss and shit. I'm not going to take that shirt anymore. And then he left me the nastiest review. He was like, she was so fucking dirty and disrespectful, blah, 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 blah. And I didn't know that your replies on Airbnb to the host are public. And I said, wait, I want to look up my exact words.
And while you're finding that, one thing about me is I'm a snooper. Like, do not let me into your space because I will learn everything I need to know about you by looking through your shit. Because like, I can, if you have a junk drawer versus if you don't, I can tell the type of person you are. I can tell by what's inside the junk drawer the type of person you are. I can look at your pills and vitamins and your prescriptions and know the type of person you are and what you get up to and your activities. your mental state. Like, I can learn so much through snooping. I can find your tax documents and go through those. Like, don't let me into your space, because any Airbnb I've ever been in, I have ripped to shreds and gone through everything to find anything about this person.
Which is good, because it's like, I need to know if the killer lives here. What if the killer owns this?
Exactly.
But so also, I'll read his review and then my review. Bitch, I'm gonna hit him. I'm gonna find him and hit him. So to the beginning of his review, he leaves a note about how I had a bad review before him. And the bad review before him was this fucking bitch who, I stayed there with somebody I was seeing at the time. I didn't know anyone in LA at that time, so I wasn't having fucking parties or anything. And in her review, in her thing, she was like, don't have parties. And we were like, cool, we don't have parties, whatever. She claimed we had a party because we had red Solo cups in the garbage can, and she had messaged me and she was like, you threw a party. And I was like, what? And then she was like, well, when I was going to take out the garbage, I saw a bunch of red Solo cups and you left a bunch of new ones there. And I was like, I left the new ones there just in case you wanted to like keep them, because I didn't want to throw them out. But I didn't throw a fucking party. I just didn't want to have to wash dishes. I can't even
buy alcohol.
Yeah, I'm a child. I don't drink. But I was like, I just didn't want to wash dishes because Airbnbs are fucking scams that make you do chores. And why the fuck would I want to wash dishes at an Airbnb? And I was like, no, we just get red Solo cups. I don't know, just out of habit. Like, that's just the cup we got. And she was like, no, you had a party, because I also saw 2 bottles of like wine or something. And I was like, I was staying there with someone for like a week and a half. That's not that crazy. And we just got into an argument. And then she was like, it was so fucking dirty. She went against the house rules. I always say parties are not allowed. And I'm sure she did throw a party in my apartment. I fucking didn't, bitch. I went and watched Call Me By Your Name and cried for 3 days. That's what I did in that apartment. So this is the review from the other person. And it was very messy and uncommunicative as a guest. I had read a review stating that she left an Airbnb unit in a super messy state and asked her about it before I accepted her reservation. She assured me it was a weird set of circumstances and that I had nothing to worry about, because it was. I also sent him fucking DMs with the bitch. That's why he let me stay there, because I was like, look at the DMs. She was just mad that I used red Solo cups, convinced I had a party. I'm pretty sure I sent him pictures of what I was doing in the Airbnb, and I was like, I didn't do anything. I don't know anybody here. Why would I throw a party? I'm also like 18. Like, I'm a girl. And he was like, I figured everybody deserves a second chance, and gave her the benefit of the doubt. She left garbage and personal items everywhere, moved things all over the unit, and didn't put them back. What things was I moving, bitch? I didn't put your chair in the fucking front yard. What are you talking about? She didn't follow a single rule or a single one of my checkout instructions, even when I gave her a late checkout as a courtesy. I wasn't there. I literally wasn't there. She was also extremely uncommunicative, didn't reply to most of my messages or let me know when she would be leaving or arriving. I would not have Enya back. My response, you had a fucking rat, asshole. That's what I said. Didn't realize that was on the front of my thing. And then I couldn't get an Airbnb until 2022.
Yep.
That was the next time I was able to fucking be accepted for an Airbnb, because he fucked up my reviews.
Me and Ryan are the only ones that plan getaways with our friends, because we're the only ones that have drive and ambition. So me and Orion had to book the Airbnbs on our accounts for years between there, because... And you couldn't.
I literally, actually, anybody I went on a trip with, I'd be like, yeah, let's split it. But I can't put it on my card or my name, because Airbnb will detect me and not let me fucking stay.
You know what's crazy is I booked an Airbnb in New York for all of our friends, because we were like, oh, let's go to New York together. It was me and a few friends and Enya. And then I got COVID. It was the year Playboy Cardi dropped Whole Lotta Red. And it was right after Christmas. And I was like, oh, that's going to be so cute. Got COVID, couldn't go. Everybody went to the Airbnb and stayed there, but I got a horrific review on my account because someone dyed their fucking hair in my Airbnb on my account and stained the pillows, the bed, the towels, everything, and turned them bright red. And I did feel bad for this lady, and I did have to pay out of my fucking pocket for her to replace all these things. But I wasn't even there, and I got the bad review on my fucking account, which is so evil. And I had to take the fucking...
You had to take that blow. Basically. You had to take it. And you took it like a champ. I remember there was an Airbnb I used to stay in a lot when I came to LA. And it was like my favorite place to stay. And I became like not friends, but kind of acquainted with the woman who owned the Airbnb. Oh my God, this one, Drew.
Oh my God. Why is that there? Is this the one?
This is the one, which we should. I'll start that story later.
We'll talk about it in a different episode because we talked a lot about
Airbnbs. Well, this one's more of like a funny high story than anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I became friends with her, and that was the era where I was dyeing my hair a lot, and I had stained a towel, and she was really nice about it. She was like, "Hey, like, I love having you as a guest." I think actually this might have been the first time I stayed there, and she was still nice to me about it. She was like, "Hey, I think I might have let her know. I was like, hey, just to let you know, I didn't realize this would happen, but one of your towels stained because I have red hair right now. I can pay it back." And she was like, don't worry about it. Like, I'll just replace it. This kind of stuff happens all the time. Like, it's not that big of a deal. And I'm like, yes, that's that
nice
hotel
lady.
etiquette where it's like, yes, I did spend so much fucking money. You can afford a $10 fucking towel off Amazon because no Airbnb even carries good things.
Also, the morality of owning an Airbnb is kind of twisted if you don't actively live in it. But that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
Because there are... Never mind.
There's such
Never
a...
mind.
There's literally...
Never mind.
Yeah.
The morality of it all.
Like, there shouldn't be 8 million Airbnbs in Miami right now
That
and
are
making it
empty.
literally impossible for someone like my family to get, like, an actual home.
Exactly.
Like, what's up with that? Do you feel good about that? You're literally landlord, like, 2.0.
Is your $2,000 a month really worth keeping a family houseless? But whatever. That's to you.
That's up to you. That's up to you to decide, you fucking freak. There's no way anybody who watches this owns an
But
Airbnb. But if you do, like, I'm sorry. Like,
don't
think about it.
Don't fault me when I start my Airbnb landlord arc. I've been saying that, and then I'm gonna get really religious.
Go into
and then I'm
oil
gonna
money.
escape the Matrix. I saw someone kind of dissect the Andrew Tate like escaping the Matrix and all like his weird fucking creepy followers that are like, I'm finally escaping the Matrix, and it's them flaunting like having like supercars and staying in nice hotels and having a bunch of wealth.
You are locked in the Matrix.
Do you know what they're not realizing the Matrix is capitalism, and that they like before they escape the Matrix, like being in the Matrix is just like being like another cog in the machine, and then escaping the Matrix is like them having enough wealth where they don't have to play the rat race game of capitalism, and that we're all on the same team. It's just these people are stupid and decide to follow this dumbass. But another conversation for another time.
That's something else. I do think we should say the high story because it is so funny.
Because then when you framed it like that, it's really funny.
So last story of the episode. Get your blanket. Wrap up.
I'm surprised we were able to get this much time in.
I know. Like, it was really hard.
We're going to start doing 45-minute episodes, by the way.
Just keep that in mind, because I feel like nobody gives a fuck to listen to us for an hour anymore because you all hate us.
Yeah.
But, so, to preface, we were staying with some friends who were going to, like, Anime Con. And this wasn't a thought that, like, passed our brain. We didn't think anything of it. We were like, cool, yeah, we're down for that. And this was one of our last nights, and me, you, and our friend at the time were like, we need to get high. We haven't gotten high this whole trip because you had to be 21. You have to be 21 to get any edibles or weed. And like, we didn't know anybody to buy weed from in LA. So we were like, we need to get high. So we literally went, do you remember the trek it was to get that weed? We went and hung out with we were fucking maniacs. We went and hung out with 5 different groups of people, praying one of them
to get hooked up
because I think at the time, you could already order it.
Yeah.
So we were literally going around praying somebody would order us weed.
Praying.
And finally we came across some good-hearted people.
Who was it?
It was, I can't remember her name. I know her face. She was one of Alexa's friends, one of Alexa's close friends.
Mm.
And I can't remember her face for some reason. I can't remember her name, but I know her face. Her face, she has such a distinct face. It's actually kind of scary, not in a bad way. She's a gorgeous girl, but the most face person I could think of.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it, but I remember her face. But remember, we literally sat out by the pool with her for an hour and a half waiting for this weed. so fucking like literally.
Also, there was like a thing at the time where like you had to order a certain amount of weed and it was like $100 minimum plus delivery fees. So we scrounged up the little bit of money we had left to buy $130 worth of weed, and we left the next day.
It was literally what we could have done with that money is go to a nice dinner for our last night there, but we ended up getting the worst pizza of all fucking time because we spent all of our money on this weed. Also, you know what I just remembered? This was when all the Viners and everybody was living at the W. So that's where we were, because we had friends who lived there at the time. So that's where we were.
We went to Bryce Hall's house to see if he could get us weed.
To see if he would buy us. No, I think that's literally who it was, because the girl I'm thinking of at the time was, I think, Bryce's assistant or something. She was friends with all those people. So we were literally in Bryce's like apartment complex at one point, literally like looking around being like,
and standing in the hall and seeing like a bunch of just like Viners pass by us and be like, oh, that's who that is. It was literally so weird. It was like a college dorm room for like Viners and TikTokers and YouNowers and Musers and all this shit.
Yeah.
Not TikToker, but Musicallyers.
But whatever, we literally wait around forever, and by the time we get this weed, like we're all like fucking like tapped out. I think we got it so late. Like I remember it was so late because our flight was super early in the morning.
We had already packed all of our bags like in the meantime, like whatever. So we eventually get this weed delivered. It's the most weed I've ever seen in my entire life. Like it's joints, it's edibles, it's edible drinks.
We got like gold joints, like gold wrap joints.
We got like the craziest weed we could buy because we needed to fill out that $100 thing, but we didn't want a super big surplus. But somehow we still ended up with so much weed, and we just proceed to get absolutely obliterated, faded than a hoe, faded than a hoe, faded than a hoe. Like blackout
so high that I don't remember. I know we had to have been watching something, and I remember a TV on, but I don't even remember what we were watching.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the fuck we were talking about.
I remember after we ate that pizza, we proceeded to stab the pizza box 1,000 times. Yeah,
because we had a knife close, and like one of us just did it, and we were like, dude, this feels so good. Like doing this feels so good, because like
it was me that was like, dude, y'all need to feel this. Like,
and it did, because like stabbing cardboard is fun, but we looked insane. We were just all on the floor, high as fuck, like stabbing this box. So we're just hanging out. Then our friend who we're staying with comes back, and we didn't know they were going to be coming back with a friend. And they just came from Anime Con. So in our high brains, what we thought was happening was we were being introduced to somebody with like short hair and a mustache, and then our friend, and we were like, oh, hey, what's up? And like, we all like shake hands, and we're just like, whatever. And they're eating In-N-Out. And like, we like
the stinkiest In-N-Out I've ever smelled.
It smelled so bad. And we keep looking back at like the one friend, because like we were so high that their figure was like disoriented, at least in my head.
Something
about them was like a little off, and we were like
energy. And like we're all on the couch like turning around, like looking like at the same time, like in unison, and it's like very obvious. Like we're not like being
nothing else was on the TV anymore. We were sitting and like whispering, and we were like, I remember we were whispering
and laughing our asses off after looking at this person.
We were like, literally, who the fuck is that? Like, what is that outfit? Like, we literally, because mind you, we had fully forgotten they came from Anime Con. Yeah. So in our head, we were like, this person is dressed the craziest I've ever seen somebody on like a Thursday night dressed in my fucking life.
Yes.
And we were just like, who is this? Like, why are they like, they don't even sound the way they look. Like, we were so confused, and we were cracking up. And then
this is the craziest part of the story. So this person walks in front of us, and we all follow them like this to the bathroom, and they like announce that they're going to the bathroom. And they spent like a really
like they were in the bathroom for 30 minutes.
Like it felt like 30, 40 minutes, and we were like, what the fuck are they doing in there?
Realistically, now knowing what they were doing, they fully were in there for that long. Yeah. But because we were so high, we were literally like, dude, they're literally gonna kill us. Like, who is in the bathroom?
Freaked us out.
And our friend who was with them was just silent. Like, I don't even think like they realized that we were sitting and freaking out about the friend they brought, and we didn't want to say anything because we were like, that's so rude. But like,
exactly,
like, they're gonna kill us.
Exactly. So then this person, after 45 minutes, comes out of this fucking bathroom and is completely different. Like
long hair,
colored hair, like new outfit, like everything in it. No mustache, no fucking mustache,
and no makeup on. We were like, what the fuck is that?
We freaked the fuck out, and we were like, did this person just go into our bathroom and like come out a different person? Like, what is fucking going on? We were like blackout high, and like we were dying, and then we started greening out.
I know, we were like, oh my god, like what the fuck? Like that person never existed. We made them up. Like, what? How did they look like? We all saw that they looked so different.
Yeah.
And then our friend went into the bathroom. Also, the friend is Michael. Our friend who we were with goes into the bathroom, and comes out, and he's like, "Dude, her mustache is on." like the mustache is on a towel. And we were like, this motherfucker went in there and shaved their mustache off.
Mustache off and put it back together on the towel. It was the funniest thing I have ever seen in my life.
And then it wasn't until the next day that we were like, dude, they were cosplaying. They were literally in full-blown cosplay.
Yeah.
We just didn't realize it, but we were so greened out. Yeah, we were like, dude, they wiped off their fucking mustache. Like, sure, her mustache is just on the floor.
It off.
And that was so funny. That was like equivalent to as funny as me thinking that I was burning alive when I was high for the first time under the heated lamps. I didn't know that there were
our first bonding moment.
Yeah, I didn't know that there were light bulbs that got hot. I've said this before, but I'll just say it for anybody who doesn't know. The first time I got high was in Colorado during the winter, and it was me and Drew got high. It was the best time ever. And then I went back to my room to go shower, and I was butt naked nasty, brushing my teeth with the shower on, and I'm sitting there brushing my teeth, standing there, and I'm like, dude, the back of my neck is burning. I'm literally on fire. I think I'm melting. I need to get in the shower, just fucking lay down. It's so hot in here, I think because of the warm shower or whatever. I get in the shower, I'm still burning. My body feels like it's literally having fucking insane lasers pointed at it. And I'm melting away. And then I get in the shower and I'm covered in soap. And I'm like, oh my God, I think I'm going to die. I am actually burning to death. What the fuck is happening? And I was so paranoid that I got out covered in soap and just laid butt naked on the bed and fucking knocked out because I was so scared. And then the next morning when I was walking around, I was like, bitch, the fucking lamps, the bulbs are hot. In the morning I was like, dude, I'm still burning in here. And I realized, oh, they make light bulbs that radiate heat.
Bulbs.
But yeah.
And what did we throw on we were playing with pads.
Yeah, we were playing with pads and tampons.
So that's the podcast that we tried to record 3 times.
And I'm so happy that we were able
and give you a product that was actually not bad and pretty funny. But now for some media. Sanctuary by Arca. I'm just in honor of Arca missing the Arca concert.
I know, we missed the Arca concert last night. Well, by the time this comes out, it's a week ago, but we couldn't go because we had to just change our life around to go to Paris.
Femme by Arca and Your Jerk New Boys and after the after CFCF. And then what did I watch?
Do I look pretty when I
watch
do this?
MILF Manor. No, you look awful.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm never gonna smile again.
Thank God. You have an ugly smile.
Wow. Well, my media is... I need to watch The Sopranos. That's what I'm going to download an episode to watch on the plane. But we won't have time because we literally have to call an Uber in 15 minutes, which is fucking crazy. My media of the week is Poppin' My Collar by 3-6 Mafia, I Am Trying to Break Your Heart by Wilco, Real Love Baby by Father John Misty, Fluffy Tufts by Cocteau Twins, Where Did Our Love Go? The Supremes, and... Ooh. Did you hear me?
Terrible.
Wow. And how could I forget? I'm starting my summer playlist. Favorite by Nicki Minaj, Cockiness and Love Song by Rihanna, Drink in My Cup, Kurt Cobain's, Bodies, Jasmine Sullivan, One Thing, Mary, I don't know how to say her name and I'm sorry. And that's the start of my summer playlist right now. I have a few other songs, but I'm really trying to think because right now, for the most part, that whole playlist is throwback to being in high school and middle school, other than Bodies by Jasmine Sullivan, because that's a new song. But that song is just so good, and her live performance of it, that she did, I forgot on what. It's not Tiny Desk, but it's one of those things.
On Tiny Meat Gang. Jasmine Sullivan's performance on Tiny Meat Gang.
Oh my God. Wow. I didn't think they could get her, but they did, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow. But yeah, that's my media of the week and MILF Manor. Because I'm gonna be watching the new episode tonight. And yeah, thank you guys so much
And
for
Drag
listening.
Race is fun this year.
Oh yeah, we have to catch up on that too.
Sugar and Spice, honestly, were sleepers, and I was terrified for them. But they turned out to be amazing, and I think they were handed a short end of the stick because they're new age drag queens, and they just don't have the respect yet from every other drag
they
queen.
definitely need to like step into the scene a little more, but I think that's with a lot of just like people in creative scenes all across the board, because people seem to forget that we had 3 years of complete isolation. So a lot of the new artists in every fucking creative field are not as in depth as they used to be. Also, even before that, the internet changed the way we communicate as people, and like if you're from the 80s, you can't be mad that nobody is like in the streets running amok anymore, because like that's just not the way life goes. But that's a different conversation. But yeah, I love them so much. I think if they did more shows and like really tweaked it up and like tweaked up their comedic skills too and everything, all those ends, because they serve. They
weren't winners at all.
Oh no,
like don't get me wrong, they weren't winners.
God bless,
obvious,
but not.
We all know who's gonna win this season. Like it's not hard to see. We all know the top 3 of this season, but Sugar and Spice.
I just like them as a duo.
I think they're cute.
I think also a twin duo on Drag Race was like so cool
smart.
when they did their lip sync against each other, which if you haven't watched it,
the producers were producing.
I know, that was so good. And they made it like a whole little thing for themselves. But yeah. Well, we literally have to run because we have to get on a flight.
Peace and love.
Bye.